Hello, I'm Justin, and welcome to Ritual Mixology and my kitchen. So with a crazy year that is 2020, I'm spending a lot more time at home and a lot less time at an actual bar. But I'm actually totally okay with that because I hate wearing sleeves and using like proper mixology techniques that you're supposed to use at actual bars. But in my kitchen, I can do whatever I want. So this is not exactly instructional. This is not exactly educational. This is more just me having fun. So if you learn something, great. Maybe you learn what not to do. So every week, I'm just gonna pick one ingredient and I'm gonna use that in 3 different cocktails. So this is my first video. As I said, we're gonna pick one ingredient each time and make 3 drinks with it. So initially, my first ingredient was going to be Cocchi Americano. Basically because I have an open bottle in my fridge and I need to drink it or use it before it turns. But then as I was going about my day, I was running errands and I was at Sprouts grabbing just some stuff for this video. And a few things happened. One is I saw the blood oranges are back in season. Every day of October is Halloween, I think, is the new rule. And then the second thing that happened is while I was at the checkout counter, I got a compliment on my mask. And this was the mask I was wearing. That's enough, because you can't understand me. I was rocking a Silence of the Lambs mask. And I ended up becoming this whole conversation about horror movies with the girl that worked at Sprouts. She has great taste in movies, by the way. So I'm switching the main ingredient to blood oranges, and all these drinks are gonna draw inspiration from Silence of the Lambs. That's what we're doing today. So here we go. So with blood oranges as our main ingredient, there's a couple things we can do. And there's a couple things I already did. I already made a blood orange simple syrup. These ones weren't quite as bloody as I hoped they'd be. Oh my Lord. Oh, that is good. And very much in line with Silence of the Lambs. Just murder this orange. It's like hostile. All right, well, this is officially the most metal juicing that I've ever been a part of. I've got some blood orange juice, some blood orange simple syrup, and we are ready to make some drinks. And I don't know if you've ever designed a cocktail, and if you have, I don't know if you do it like I do, but a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll take an idea or inspiration first and kind of reverse engineer the drink from there. So keeping in mind blood orange, you know it's gonna be an ingredient, and then something else about the drink has to bring me back to Silence of the Lambs. Well, I love the movie, first of all. It's a fantastic movie. So one bit of kind of useless trivia that I happen to know is that Anthony Hopkins was it's not who the director Jonathan Demme originally wanted to play Hannibal Lecter. He actually wanted Sean Connery.
Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
So I kind of want to take that idea of Sean Connery playing Hannibal Lecter because it tickles me so.
And your mother currently sits on my face, Trebek.
And kind of run with that idea for this cocktail. So we're gonna start with Scotch. I'm gonna kind of do something between a Blood and Sand and a Boulevardier, I think. And I definitely want to use my Cocchi Americano. I'm gonna skip the citrus and just go with the blood orange syrup. I actually have a strawberry infused Campari that I made last week. I think I'm gonna end up using cherry bark vanilla bitters as well. We'll see, let's start playing with it. And you can talk shit in the comments all you want about me adding my most expensive ingredients first. I don't much care, that's just kind of how I do it. Years and years of being high volume, I just do what works well for me behind a bar. So again, this is my kitchen. You know, in your kitchen, you can do whatever you want. I think there's gonna be plenty boozy, but I'm not gonna shy away from that. And I'm gonna make something that I think I would like, and just kind of articulate what I'm thinking as I go. In honor of Sean Connery, let's throw 1.5 ounces. Oh wait, I don't even wanna be using a tin. I'm gonna actually stir this guy. So 1.5 ounces of Scotch. Now the strawberry Campari is pretty decent, but I don't want it to completely overshadow the orange. I'm just gonna do 1/2 ounce of it. Same with the Cocchi Americano. So just 1/2 ounce. I want to dump this all over my body, clone myself, and then lick this off my own body. I don't know what I just said. Doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna do 1/2 ounce of this. Then I've got some cherry bark vanilla bitters by Bitter Cube. So the thing is, blood orange goes well with vanilla. Even though this is not overly orangey, this is really a Scotch cocktail. Oh. I want a little more blood orange and I want a little more Cocchi. But if I add both, it's gonna be too sweet. So I'm just gonna add about a 1/4 ounce of Cocchi. I'm just gonna do some blood orange juice. Just like a 1/4 ounce of that too. I don't really want to add any more sweet, but hopefully there's enough acid in this. Kick up that orange a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh, that's some good blood. Flour right there. And I'm gonna call this one the Scottish Cannibal, after Sir Sean Connery. Oh my God, that is good. This barely comes across as a Scotch cocktail, honestly. It's a little bit sweet, very silky because of the Cocchi Americano. Fruit from the strawberry infusion in the Campari, fruit infusion in the simple syrup, and a little bit of juice. The bitters, the vanilla really works in there. Yeah, man, this is awesome. What was I calling it again? Scottish Cannibal? Yes. Decided. I'm calling it the Scottish Cannibal. Boom. So on to the next cocktail, but just sticking with Silence of the Lambs because, you know, I got a random compliment on my mask tonight. So here we are. Blood orange will likely go very well with chocolate. So I think my next one is gonna be something dessert-ish. So I might actually keep the Cocchi Americano around for it because I still need to drink it and we did not go through very much. Okay, so I know I want orange, I know I want chocolate. The rest is kind of up in the air right now. Coffee's in play. So what I found laying around my apartment, there's a company called Copper and Kings and they have a line of spirits called Destillare. They start as brandy. All of these are 45% alcohol by volume, but I have a chocolate, I have a coffee, and I have an orange. The orange Curaçao is amazing. I know that is absolutely in play. When it comes to the chocolate, what I have here, I'm not sure which one I'm gonna end up using. One's gonna be a lot sweeter. This is not sweet at all, very strong, and the chocolate's more mild. The other thing that I really don't know is the coffee liqueur by Destillare, because I also happen to have Mr. Black cold brew liqueur, which is Australian awesome, and I have Grind Espresso Shot Caribbean rum with espresso flavors. You know what? We have a winner. Orange coffee, chocolate. Okay, what am I making? But this will be a dessert cocktail. And I know what I want my garnish to be, so I'm gonna get started on that right now. Take a squeeze bottle, I'm gonna fill it a little less than halfway with heavy cream. This is so good, like seriously, so good. About a 1/4 ounce of creme de cacao in it. Blood orange juice. I'm just gonna take a spring, the kind you would find on a Hawthorne strainer, throw it in this sumbitch. You know it's ready when it will ball up on your hand. We have dark colored spirits, light colored cream, so it's gonna end up being black and white, which reminds me of the moth, the skull face thing it has. I'm holding up a mask. I'll cut to a picture of it. So this is gonna be called the Moth Wrangler, because that is an actual position that somebody had on this movie with all the different moths they used in it. They literally had to hire a Moth Wrangler. We're gonna shake this guy. I'm gonna start with 0.75 ounces of our orange Curaçao. I'm gonna split the difference here between this chocolate liqueur and my creme de cacao. Do a 1/2 ounce of this one and just a 1/4 ounce of the creme de cacao. For the espresso rum, 0.75 ounces of that. Ooh, it's a little hot. It's gonna be about a 1/2 ounce of the Cocchi Americano. 1/4 ounce of the blood orange syrup. And for color and just a hint of acidity, let's do about a 1/4 ounce of the blood orange juice. All right, shake our rice. It needs 2 things, but I have them. It needs a little more creme de cacao. Not even a measure, just I happen to have a little sample bottle of chocolate bitters by Scrappy's. All right. For the topping, I always like to throw it in a jigger first, just to help layer it. Come on, be pretty, be art. There we go. And then of course, just gotta add a little chocolate. Definitely a lot more orange than I anticipated. Still pretty, right? I don't know many things, and it's crazy. Crazy world, but I know that is freaking delicious. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. This is ridiculously yummy. Very desserty. It tastes like those orange, you know, they're like chocolate oranges. Not like literal ones. They're chocolate shaped like an orange and wrapped in orange, and you like, get the fuck out of here. That's what I have to say to this drink. Okay, Moth Wrangler. What we haven't done yet is a fruity, not too sweet. If that doesn't sound familiar to you, maybe it's not saying in the right dialect. I think the way they pronounce it in their native tongue is fruity, not too sweet. So maybe that rings a bell. All right, so to me, fruity and not too sweet, one go-to is to do a simple daisy build. A daisy build is basically a blueprint of specs. So essentially it's gonna be a spirit, a liqueur, an acid, and a sugar. You'll have a balanced cocktail. You need to make sure those flavors marry for it to taste good. So as long as you add some fruit flavors, you have fruity. As long as you don't make it too sweet, you have fruity and not too sweet. Well, our fruit is blood orange. We've got juice and simple syrup. I'm going to use gin because there's no reason to ever use vodka in a cocktail. I happen to be working with St. George Botanivore Gin right now, which is great, great stuff. And then I'm gonna use Cappelletti Aperitivo, which to me is kind of, the way I describe it is basically Aperol on steroids. I've never tried it with orange. In fact, I've never tried it with gin either. Well, we're about to. I think 1.5 ounces will do just fine for us on the gin. And then 0.75 ounces of the Cappelletti. 0.75 ounces of this gorgeous blood orange juice is going right in this cocktail. And then 1/2 ounce of our blood orange simple syrup. Now I'm gonna add 1/2 ounce of honey, I'm sorry, 1/4 ounce of honey syrup, just because honey goes really great with blood orange. And I think between the gin and the Cappelletti and the citrus juice, we can add that sweetness without it being overpowering. Also, I'm gonna add a little bit of orange bitters, and I'm actually gonna throw 1 dash of Peychaud's in there as well. All right. Damn, that's cold. Okay, it's good. It is a little sweet because I added that honey. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more gin. Whee! Garnish it up with some blood oranges. And for this one, we've gotta call this Hello, Clarice. Now the funny thing about Silence of the Lambs and that line, Hello, Clarice, is that Hannibal Lecter doesn't actually say that line in the movie. I don't know if that started from The Cable Guy.
Hello, Clarice.
With Jim Carrey.
It's good to see you again.
Or if it's just one of those things, kind of like Luke, I am your father. It's not the line in the movie. It's not what he says. But it just kind of became ubiquitous and people say it. So the reason I want to call this drink Hello, Clarice is because it's made with gin and yet it's fruity, not too sweet. And the type of people that typically order fruity, not too sweet are also the type of people that typically tell me, but I hate gin. They don't. They just don't know enough about it. So it's kind of like them quoting the movie by saying, oh, I love Silence of the Lambs. Hello, Clarice. That's not the line. This is delicious. This is a fruity, not too sweet. I think anyone that likes that profile would drink this. And then it would go on to tell you that the line, Hello, Clarice, is in Silence of the Lambs. Okay, so we are at 3 drinks. Blood orange is all around, Silence of the Lambs all around. As I said in the beginning, this is not instructional, this is not educational, this is me just having fun. If you are into instruction or education, you should check out my Skillshare. Or if maybe you just want to learn some basics and have some drinks with your friends, you can check out my website at ritualmixology.com. So I'll be back soon with another video. If you want to subscribe, please do that. And otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.